guys, this is Dan Seifert from MobileBurn.com, and right here what I've got is the latest from RIM. This is the BlackBerry Bold 9930 smartphone, coming soon from Verizon Wireless. Now the BlackBerry Bold 9930 is a successor for Verizon for the Bold 9650, which is pretty long in the tooth at this point. Features a lot of upgrades, a lot of new improvements, a lot of redesigns, and the latest and greatest OS from RIM. So let's check it out. Box itself, pretty standard BlackBerry box for Verizon Wireless that we've seen for a long time. So let's just get this guy open. And there you have it. There's the 9930 itself. Let's pop this open and let's see. Do we have a battery? No battery in here. So let's get the battery going. We'll go over what else it comes in here. This guy going. There we go. And while that starts up, we'll just put it aside for now and take a look at what kind of accessories we got. So in this small box here, we've got your instruction manuals. Let's see here. Instruction manuals, your SIM card would be in here, I suppose. Usual stuff like that. Probably comes in a couple different languages as well, but pass on that there for now. In this box here, or this section, we've got the micro USB cable and the brick that it plugs into to plug into the wall for your charging purposes. And then on the other side, Verizon and RIM have included a holster case for the 9930. Now if you notice what's missing from older versions of the Bold series is a set of headphones. So you don't get headphones, but you do get this leather case to fit the device itself. It's got a rotating clasp, like so, magnetic lever or magnetic latch, like we're traditionally seen on RIM's BlackBerry cases. So there you go. That takes care of the accessories that come with it. Now if we take a look at the Bold 9930's hardware itself, one of the things that you will notice immediately is the QWERTY keyboard on here. This is a similar design to QWERTY keyboard to the original Bold 9000 that came out a couple years ago. It's definitely wider and bigger than the 9930, excuse me, 9650 that Verizon was previously carrying. Above that are 4 buttons for your hang-up, your menu key, your back key, and your, excuse me, that's your call key, and that's your hang-up key over there. And then it's, of course, separated by an optical touchpad that we've seen on BlackBerries for a long time now. At the top of the device, you've got a your notification light and light sensor, and then your earpiece is right there as well. All the way at the bottom, I'm not sure if you can really see in this video, but it's got a tiny sliver cut out at the bottom there for the microphone right there. Then, of course, front and center, you've got the 640 by 480 2.8-inch full touchscreen display, which, of course, is an upgrade to the previous Bold models. Now, if you notice around the rim here, we've got a nice metal rim on the phone itself, and it really feels great. It's got a great quality feel touch to it. It's very similar to the metal edge found on the iPhone 4. And it works to just as great effect on the Bold 9930. It really gives it a quality feel in your hand. If we look at the side of the phone, you notice this is the thinnest BlackBerry that's ever been produced. It's just about 10.5 millimeters thick or so. So it's very thin, just slightly thicker than an iPhone 4. On this particular side, we've got the micro USB port and then the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On top, you've got your lock key here. Notice there's no mute key, it's just a sleep and lock key there. And then on the other side, you've got your volume keys with a convenience key in the middle, and then another convenience key down here, which is by default set to open your camera. The other side does not feature a convenience key. The older BlackBerries had 2, one on each side, but the new 9930 only has 1. So on the bottom here, you can see this metal detail along the rim. Doesn't really provide any functional purpose, but it does look pretty nice. It's got these kind of faux rivets there on the edge there. If we look at the back of the 9930, you've got your 5 megapixel camera on the back. This is 5 megapixel stills, and it records 720p video, but it does not autofocus. So that's kind of a step back from the older cameras on the older Bold models. And then you've got an LED flash on the other side of it. Now the battery door here is here itself, and we can pop that open, and you can see the battery door itself. It's made of what looks like to be carbon fiber material. It may not be, to be honest with you, but it definitely has that look. And then it's got, you can see this NFC antenna here that lines up with these two contacts underneath the battery door for NFC purposes. The battery itself is a bit smaller than what we're used to seeing on the older Bold models. The older Bold models had a 1500 milliamp hour battery, but this one features a 1230 milliamp hour battery. So it's a bit smaller, but RIM does say that you should be able to get about a day's worth of usage out of it, despite its smaller size. Now that we've pulled the battery off, you can see two more things. You've got your card slot there for your micro SD cards. Verizon and RIM do not provide one out of the box with this, but the Bold 9930 does have 8 gigabytes of internal storage. If you do need more storage, you can pop up to a 32 gigabyte card in there for greater storage expansion. And then right here you can see the SIM card that's already pre-installed there, because this is a global phone, so it supports both Verizon's CDMA network in the States, and you can also use it overseas with GSM networks. So there you have it. That's essentially a hardware rundown of the new Bold 9930. The build quality really feels great. You've got a lot of nice touches to the build quality on the 9930, from the metal rim that's around the front to the soft touch rubber that's on the back, and the battery door that's got that kind of faux carbon fiber look to it. Very solid, great build quality, right up there with high-end phones like the iPhone 4. Really no complaints whatsoever with the build quality itself. The keyboard is the biggest keyboard that RIM has really put on one of the Bold series phones, and it really feels great. You got a lot of tactile feedback. Certainly one of the best keyboards that we've used for typing on it. It really feels excellent. So once this guy is powered back up, we'll take a look at the new software from the BlackBerry 7 OS. Alright, now that we've got the 9930 powered on and set up with a couple of accounts, we can take a look at the brand new OS 7 from RIM. This is the latest version of the BlackBerry OS, and while it might seem very similar and familiar to older versions of the BlackBerry OS, like OS 5 or OS 6, it does offer quite a few new features. Takes advantage of some of the new hardware that is available to the 9930. Now, the 9930 is powered by a 1.2 gigahertz processor. So it's actually very fast. It's definitely the fastest BlackBerry that we've ever used as far as responsiveness goes and things like that. You can see we can navigate through these application menus very quickly and easily. We can open up apps very, very quickly. See, scrolling is very smooth as well. It certainly helps to have 768 megabytes of RAM as well, which is what is included with the 9930. Now, RIM says that the BlackBerry OS 7 is about 40% faster web browsing than OS 6 and 100% faster web browsing than OS 5. So the web browser has been worked on extensively. So let's take a look at that and see how well it does with our website here. Now, by default, it's loaded up our mobile format of the site. You can see you can scroll through there pretty quickly. Let's load up the full version here. We're connected to a pretty fast Wi-Fi network right now, so we're not relying on the mobile network. The 9930 is a 3G only device. It does not support Verizon's 4G LTE network. Now, the 9930 did take a minute to load our site, but as you can see, you can scroll around quickly and easily even while the site is continuing to load up in the background. It does support pinch to zoom, so that's pretty smooth and effortless, very similar to the pinch to zoom we see on Android and iOS smartphones and tablets. It does not support Flash though, so you will not be able to watch Flash videos or Flash animation. The browser on OS 7 borrows a lot from the browser found in the BlackBerry Tablet OS found on the BlackBerry Playbook. You can run multiple tabs at once, so you can have your website open and open up another page. So let's and then you can bounce between the two that you have open, or more than two, however many you'd like, and you can close them individually as well. Pretty quickly and smooth when it does respond. We do have had some issues where it just pretty much hangs up and does not respond for a number of seconds, which can get quite frustrating. But when it is responding, it is very fast, that's for sure. If we take a look at some of the apps that Verizon and RIM have included out of the box with the Bold 9930, you've got your VZ Navigator. Of course, we've got BBM there for messaging. BlackBerry World is included. Bing Search is integrated into the 9930, and it's also the default search provider for the web browser, though you can change it to Google or Yahoo or whatever you'd like. You've got a YouTube application here that if you click that, it gives you two options. You can browse the YouTube's website immediately, or you can upload a video directly from your 9930. Then you got Facebook and Twitter are pre-installed, and you've got this other one here which is called Social Feeds, and that kind of aggregates your social news feeds together. And you can add RSS feeds, you can add podcasts, you got favorites that you can plug in there, and then flagged items. So it's pretty similar to the social integration that we see on a lot of Android devices. This folder here has got instant messaging applications. Next to that are other various productivity applications. Some couple of games. Of course, Brick Breaker is included with OS 7. Then your options, backup assistant from Verizon. It's Google Sync there that we added to get some contacts on here. And your volume, your wireless networks, and things like that. Now the pages of applications, you can set certain apps as your favorites. You got media applications there, downloaded applications that you've added to the device. And then your frequent applications, so your most used applications, will show up here. Now, you can pull this tray up and down, so you can have one row of applications, up to full 3 rows of applications, or you can hide it entirely. Above that tray is the universal search bar, and if you tap that, it will show you any notifications in your upcoming calendar. And if you start typing, you can search immediately from there. So let's see here. And it will search contacts in the device, it will search your email accounts, it will search your applications, it will also search the web right there, so you don't need to open an app to do a search, which is pretty quick and convenient. Very similar to the just type search that we see on WebOS, and a lot of the universal search things that we've seen on iOS and Android as well.